Alrighty guys, how are you going? We're looking at not a reaction video this time, but top 10 crazy Australian police cars. I came across this by accident and thought this would be really cool. A video idea I'm coming up with very soon has to do with Australian police vehicles again, but in a different way, so look forward to that. I'm really excited to make it. But I thought I would squeeze this one in. This looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and look. I know that when I did my original reacting to emergency vehicles in Australia, it was really cool and it did really well. And I saw that there was quite a variety in the actual police cars, and you guys have confirmed that in the comment section. Here in America, it's pretty standard to just see the same ones over and over again, just with different, liveries, different paint jobs for each state or each county, whatever. But they generally are Ford Explorers, Ford Taurus, Chevy Caprices, which is actually built on the Holden Statesman, I think is it, right? The long wheelbase platform from Holden, the one bigger than the Commodore. And then, of course, if you're somewhere rugged, you might see trucks like a Ford F-150 or a Ram 1500, things like that. But point is, they're pretty repetitive. So let's go ahead and check it out. This is from Drive Tribe, the website, and there we go. I will link this in the description down below. Make sure to check them out. So first off, I do remember seeing this. This is a Kia Stinger GT. And I will admit, I'm not a Kia or Hyundai fan at all. They're everywhere here in the United States as well. They're definitely not police vehicles, not at all. And I'm just not a fan of them. I don't know why. I just am not. I know they've come a long way. I know 15 years ago they were known for being quite junk. But I know they've come a long way, but I don't know. I just feel like their aesthetics don't suit me personally. But that is an interesting cop car. I mean, look at that, 365 horsepower, 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. I mean, hey, you can't argue with that. 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds is nothing to laugh at either. I do wonder, the Kia Stinger, are those rear wheel drive? I bet they are. A lot of companies, thankfully, in the modern day and age, have moved away from front wheel drive and back to rear wheel drive. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm thinking that is rear wheel drive. And then next up, we saw a lot of these too. So I would assume these are maybe the most standard issue vehicles, the Kias and the BMWs. And of course, nothing wrong with these. They're big four-door sedans. They're practical. They have enough handling and speed to hang with most people. And yeah, look at that. It's a 3-liter turbo diesel. How cool is that it's a diesel? 261 horsepower and 620 newton meters of torque. We don't use newton meters as much here, but I know that is a lot of torque. Still 0 to 62 in under 5.7 seconds. And of course, 0 to 62 miles per hour, for those that don't know, although most of you probably do know, is 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. I am well versed in that. And that is quite quick. I can see this being a good cop car because well, it's a diesel, so it should get incredible mileage, and at least for a few years should be relatively easy to maintain and be pretty reliable, I would think. Now look at this. We have our first American entry. We have a Tesla Model X. That is a cool police car. That is really cool. How weird is it that I don't know of any police vehicles here in the US that are Teslas? Maybe they're out there, rare. I'm not sure, but I haven't seen any. But look at that. Look at that livery right there. That looks like it says Victoria State Police or something. I don't know, but it's spectacular. Really a lot going on, but it kind of looks really cool. Teslas are neat, I'm still not convinced I would buy one, even though I'm sure if I drove one, it'd be incredible. There's just something weird about it. I just still have that old school, I feel too weird, like driving around an electric something that doesn't have a gas backup, even though it's probably dumb to think that. They're just still new to me, but they're really impressive, and that one looks super sleek. And wow, that police livery is next level for sure. These, by the way, these white with the orange and blue, I believe these are New South Wales cars. I think you guys told me. I like it too. I think they call them like candy cars or something. There's like a nickname for them. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a love it or hate it. I like them personally. And before we get to that one, let me go back to this real quick. That Tesla goes 0 to 62 in 4.6 seconds. That's incredible. A range of 575 kilometers. Not bad as well. And look at this. Oh, Well, okay, these aren't very common. This is a one-off purchase by the Victorian government and is not a promotional vehicle, but rather a solid member. So it is used. It is an actual Australian police force vehicle that sees some use. But it is, of course, one-off. They don't have a whole fleet of these. But wow, it's really cool, and that is indeed the Victorian police force there. Very, very impressive. And look at this. Again, with the paint scheme that I just mentioned, the livery, whatever you want to call it. I'll just say livery. I love these a lot. I've always loved Chrysler 300s. I like the design. And of course, an SRT, even better. I always thought the SRT 300s looked better than the Magnum and the Charger. SRT 300s as police vehicles. Not even United States can say that because, believe it or not, we did use the sister car, the Dodge Charger, for a lot of police forces around here, but they were not SRTs. They were regular RT equivalents. So they were usually rear-wheel drive and the 5.7 liter Hemi, not the 6.4 liter. So yeah, that's something interesting there. Of course, this does have the 6.4, 469 horsepower. That's extremely incredible, right? Those are solid engines. I used to have one in my Ram Power Wagon truck. That 6.4 Hemi is mean. Sounds great too. Of course, the acceleration is 0 to 100 kilometers in 4.5 seconds. And I imagine as a police vehicle that this would not be the best on gas or fuel, right? Would be pretty thirsty, but hey, it is what it is. It is a cool car nonetheless, and would be pretty hard if you wanted to force a chase. I would not want to be chased by one of these, right? Honda Civic Type R. As cool as it is, because it's kind of bizarre, right? I don't think that'd make a good cop car. I mean, it's a 4-cylinder. I know it's fast, but it's smaller. I mean, Civics have gotten bigger. This is twice as big as my old 89 Civic Si. I know they've gotten bigger nowadays and more bloated looking, but it's not big at all compared to like that 300 or something, right? That's just kind of bizarre. And it doesn't have an article about that one. Yes, it does. I'm sorry. It's right here. Oh, it says this vehicle was kindly provided by Honda and did not use tax dollars. Okay. Produces 306 horsepower from a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder and up to 400 Newton meters of torque. Not bad numbers, right? This is one of the last cars you'd expect to see as a police car. I can agree with that. So it was promotional, and it's assumingly out of service now. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I guess it'd be cool to see. Yeah, that didn't look like it did too much time as a workhorse, right? And then we move on to this. Look at this. This is sharp looking. This is an Audi RS4 Avant. And this 4.2-liter V8 produces 444 horsepower and 430 Newton meters of torque, all of which allow it to accelerate to 62 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds. That's very impressive. The vehicle was a loan from Audi Australia and to Lake something, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, for a period of 12 months. The state body allows for plenty of practicality and police equipment storage. That is true, very practical. And I forgot, do you guys call wagons estates? I know they do in the UK, right? That is pretty funny. The estate, as we would call wagons here in North America. S7, now I like these. Not a big Audi fan. I don't have anything against them. I just don't pay much attention to them. But I always have liked the S7 and especially the RS7. So that's a really nice looking vehicle. Got the, look at that checker pattern going all around it. Looks bizarre on the Audi, right? They're usually so clean and muted, but it wears it well. It looks interesting. It would look a little better if it was just the ones on the bottom. The stripes right here a little bit ruin it for me, but it looks decent. And this is, of course, a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, 450 horse, 0 to 62 in 4.7 seconds. And this was temporarily loaned to the New South Wales Police Force by Audi Australia as well. It's fast, practical, and quite cool. Yeah. Look at that. It said not exactly subtle though with that glorious exhaust note. These are pretty loud from the factory. All right, now this next one I feel like is a bad police car. This is a BMW i8. Now don't get me wrong, these are really sleek looking. They look really cool. These are the kind of cars that personally annoy me because I feel like the i8, in person, in traffic, it does look like a supercar. It looks totally radical, totally exotic compared to most cars next to it in traffic. But it really isn't, right? It's just a 3-cylinder, I think. Yeah, 1.5 turbo 3 with a hybrid system. And yeah, it's a combined system. It can get up to 369 horsepower, which I suppose isn't horrible. I guess we're spoiled these days in you know, at least in America, I think you guys have pretty much cars with the same power too. You know, there's so many cars now with 500-600 horsepower, even 700 or 800 horsepower. And 369 20 years ago might have been really good, but it just doesn't sound like much now. But I suppose it is. I suppose 369, if this is a lightweight car, is still pretty good. But yeah, this is, I don't know, this is a bad cop car. It's not practical at all. And finally, we're down to the final two. Look at this, a Bentley Continental GT. This looks super sharp with the dark wheels and that beautiful New South Wales paint job. I like this, and I know it's not a paint job. I should say livery, because it's probably not paint. It's probably decals, decals, whatever you call them. But yeah, you know what I mean. I don't literally mean paint job. That is cool. This actually works for me. I like it a lot. This vehicle was loaned by Trivet Bespoke and was donated to be used by the New South Wales Police Force over the Bathurst 1000 event of 2014. How cool is that? The 6-liter twin turbocharged W12 produces 582 horsepower, allowing this leather-lined coupe to accelerate to 62 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. Wow. That is really cool. All around good car. Not the best police car. Obviously, it's not a 4-door or an estate wagon, whatever. But it's cool. It's a cool promo vehicle. It could be a cool pursuit vehicle. Wouldn't want to do a pit maneuver in this, right? It's very expensive. Wouldn't want to see it all dented and scratched up, that's for sure. But it does look nice in the police livery, I gotta admit. And then finally, our total wild card here, we have a McLaren 650S. Very shocked that the Australian Police Force across the country has had so many exotics. It's really cool to see. Probably the biggest supercar on this list, right? This is a true, you know, supercar. McLaren 650S. This was also loaned by Trivet Bespoke. I feel like I should know who that is, and I don't, so I apologize. Clearly someone with some toys, right? It uses a 3.8-liter twin turbocharged V8 that produces 641 horsepower. Wow. Accelerating to 62 miles per hour in 3 seconds flat. That's incredible. Together, the Bentley and the McLaren have certainly helped with community engagement between society and the New South Wales Police Force. Well, I suppose that's true. They display these at an event or a parking lot or a car show. It's going to get people paying attention. That's really cool, right? And honorable mentions, we'll just list those real quick, would be the Aston Martin Vanquish. I think we saw that at the top. Porsche 911, that'd be awesome. Porsche Panamera. HSV GTS, that's cool, right? Good old Holden Special Vehicles. Gotta love anything from them. And lastly, the Lexus RCF. That's interesting. Wow. And we'll look at a quick glance at the comments. Dries Layson says, in Belgium, they have smart cars. That is too funny. Oh, that is bad. That is like so not intimidating. Police cars in America are pretty intimidating. Most of them are usually dark colored, and you know, they have these crazy light systems, and they just kind of look intimidating. That is not at all. Look at this. What about the Chuck Lotto? I have no idea what's going on there, if that's even real or not, but it looks interesting, right? I don't know if that's Australian or what it is. That's going to be it. But there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little dive into 10 of the craziest Australian police cars. There will be more where this came from when it deals with Australian police and emergency vehicles. I think it's very interesting from any country, but especially Australia. You guys use a lot of interesting vehicles, and it's a big country, right? There's a big need for a variety of situations and a variety of vehicles. So there you have it, guys. Big thumbs up for this video if you learned something new or just got some entertainment out of it. Subscribe as always for more. Leave a comment down below on what your favorite vehicle of this list was, and maybe if any of these you have gotten to see in person. Of course, hopefully not behind you with the lights on, right? Pulling you over. But anyway, check out the description for this article to this website. This is Drive Tribe. And of course, other ways you can support the channel are down there as well. Remember, my name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, guys. Catch you later.